Alright guys, so I just wanted to give you guys like a little bit of a bookish update. This is the book that I am currently in the middle of reading. It is Hollow by Selena Myers, the TikTok sensation known as Selena's Spooky Boo. I am, let's see, I think over halfway through it at this point. I'm on chapter 10, so page 147. I am absolutely loving this book. The edges are gorgeous, the top, and then the bottom is just the white. But if you haven't read this book and you love Selena Spooky Boo, please go and check this out. It is amazing. I'm loving it. And then I did do like a bit of bookshelf like reorganization, so I'll give you guys like an up close look at that here in a minute, but we're going to go through the books that I am unhauling to my free little library that I'm going to be building when the weather gets better. I have the kit. It's currently sitting behind my couch, so I am going to build that at some point this week, probably do it outside when the weather gets better. And I have a bunch of books that are already going to that, and I'll do like an updated video while I'm building it, or you'll see them when I'm filling the free little library. But the first one is The Fiery Wars by Herbie Brennan. I just have too many books to get to, and I want this to go to somebody who's going to appreciate it more than me. It's just like a fantasy book. There's that one. And then we have The East Sex Serpent by Sarah Perry. Yet again, just another fantasy book that I'm not going to be able to get to because I have 17,000 other fantasy books to read. And then we have They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I just have, again, too many books, not enough time. And then we have The Bride Test by Helen Hong, I think. And again, this is like the second book in a series, and I didn't realize that when I picked it up, so I'm just gonna let it go to my free little library, and hopefully somebody else will be able to appreciate it. And then we have The House at Watch Hill by Karen Marie Moning. I just didn't hear very good things about this book, and I have, again, a lot more books I really want to read that I've heard great things about, so this one is going to go to my free little library, where hopefully somebody will find it and appreciate it more than I have the ability to at the moment. So yeah, and then we're going to take a look at the shelves, and I'll pull out some books that I'm really looking forward to and all that, and I'll show you guys my TBR for this month. I kind of updated it a little bit from the last video, so I will show you guys that. Okay, so up here we have all my like classics. We have The Book Thief, The Tattooist of Auschwitz, To Kill a Mockingbird, The Great Gatsby, and then we have The Diamond as Big as the Ritz. We have Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. We have The Outsiders. We have The Incredible Journey. I absolutely loved this book as a kid. It was one of my favorites. We have Hamlet here. I love that one too. We have The Hobbit. We have The Catcher in the Rye here. We have Les Mis. We have this edition of Call of the Wild by Jack London. We have The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Redford by Ron Hansen. We have Wuthering Heights here by Emily Bronte. I love this little book edition. And then we have some of my hardcover books here that are like top priority to read. We have My Murder by Katie Williams. The Sunset Years of Agnes Sharp. We have With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. We have Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. We have The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. And then down to the second shelf here, more top priority hardback reads. We have No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. Violet Thistlewaite Is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Krempholtz. We have The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and I know I've heard great things about this book, so I'm really excited to get to it. We have Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. This one I've heard mixed reviews about, but I'm personally really excited for it. And we have She Gets the Girl by oh god, it's two different authors. But we have The Change by Kristen Miller. We have Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. We have 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. Final Girls by Riley Sager. Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. And Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I know I've heard really good things about that one too and need to get to it. Same with Sharp Objects. Then down here, we have more of like a hodgepodge of stuff. We have What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand. And then back there, there's a few. There's The Lies We Told. The Wilder Women. The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Where He Left Me. We have The Hacienda by Isabel Canas. And then we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. And then we have like all of my sprayed edge edition hardbacks. We have We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinbrough. We have The Intruder by Frida McFadden. We have the Book of the Month edition of Rings of Fate by Melissa De La Cruz. We have The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. We also have The Last One by Rachel Halsell Hall. We have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. And then there's the classic horror collection here, which has some of my all-time favorite like sprayed edges. And then we have Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. We have The Never List by Jade Presley. And we have The Coven by Harper L. Woods. And then in the back, there is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I absolutely love this book. Same with The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. Same with Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. And Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. And then we have Hannibal by Thomas Harris. Absolutely love that book. We have Stolen Midnights, which is one I want to get to eventually. Same with Oasis. And Starling House by Alex Harrow. And then we have There Is Someone in the Attic by Andrea Mara. A Good Animal by Sarah Morey. And then we have The Midnight Lie by Rakowski is her last name. I am super excited to get to those books, and just those edges are so gorgeous. Especially this one is my favorite, I believe. Like the top. Yes, please. Okay, so down here we have some of the paperbacks that I've read. We have the Possessing Her series, her duology. Absolutely love these books. I love me some good dark romance. We have This Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham that I absolutely loved. We have Where He Can't Find You by Darcy Coates. That's one of my favorite unique takes on like a paranormal serial killer. We have Crazy House and Fall of Crazy House by James Patterson here. That's probably my favorite thing done by James Patterson right here. And then we have The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Loved this book. I know it gets a lot of mixed reviews, but it was my first Frida McFadden book and I absolutely loved it. Then we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delilah Owens. Absolutely love this book. Such a great slow burn. And then more books I've read up here. We have Once Upon a Tattoo. This is a really cute, like, contemporary romance, rom-com type situation. Absolutely loved it. Super quick read, too. I read it in less than a day. And then we have the big, ginormous It by Stephen King. Loved that book. Was super intimidated. And then we have 3 little novellas here. They're the Pondwater series by this Grandma and Grandpa duo on TikTok. It's amazing. Would definitely recommend all 3 of those. And then we have When here by Victoria Laurie. This book I recommend to anybody that likes to read older YA thriller types. This girl, she can see the date and the time that people are gonna pass away, and she ends up getting stuck in this like police investigation with a missing person situation, or like a murder type situation. I highly recommend When by Victoria Laurie. And then below When starts my like lower priority paperback stack. So we have The End of the Ocean by Maja Lund, Girl Child by Talipo Hassam, The Talk Funny Girl by Roland Marullo, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. It's like a dark fantasy romance. We have The Unwilling by Kelly Baraft. This is just like a regular fantasy book, I believe. And then we have Hearts Unbroken, which is like a contemporary Native American romance. And then we have All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. And I believe that's also like contemporary romance. And then we have Love and Other Detours, which is contemporary romance. And then over here is like the lesser priority thriller and like horror stack. We have at the bottom Dark Things I Adore by Katie Laurati, I think. And Those Empty Eyes by Charlie Donnelly. That's Not My Name by Megan Lawley. The Cellar by Natasha Preston. Before We Were Innocent by Ella Berman. The Shadow by James Patterson. Buster's Midnight Cafe by Sandra Dallas. The Ghost at His Back by Cameron Lowe, which is like he's an author that's local to me. I grew up with his family and stuff, so I do need to get to that one at some point soon. And then we have The Girl Who Survived by Lisa Jackson. The Sacrifice by Rin Capecco. We have Delicious Monsters by, something Sambury. I can't remember the first name, though. And then we have In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. We have Hunted by Darcy Coates here. Chasing Brooklyn by something Schroeder. And then The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. We have Bad Girls Don't Die by, something Alander. And then we have Mirrorland by Carol Johnston. We have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. Neverworld Wake by Marissa Pacell. And Dead House by Dawn Kurtigage on that one. And this shelf is a bit of a mess here. We have my like higher priority paperbacks here as well. It's kind of where those start. We have Your Driver is Waiting by Priya Gunn. We have Damned by Chuck Kofalnik. Really need to get to that one. We have Intervention by Terry Blackstock. The Tenant by Frida McFadden. Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Murder by Cheesecake it's a Golden Girls Cozy Mystery by Rachel Ekstrom Courage, I think. And then we have One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. We have The Dead Enders by Erin Salden. We have The Lake by Natasha Preston.